Good morning. So I came outside knowing that some of the sunflowers would be open. I was going to let them open because they're so tiny and they're struggling. I usually pick them or cut them at this stage or closed even a little bit more. But this is what I came outside to. Yeah. Well, they're pretty much all going to get cut today. There's still some that have not opened that are in the process. But we will definitely have sunflowers for deliveries this week. These guys are teeny tiny. I mean, they're 2 foot tall at the very tallest ones are about 2 foot tall. There's some that are maybe 3 foot tall. No, they're not. But they are beautiful. But they're just little bitty guys. This one is about the size, I don't know, of a largemouth coffee cup. That's what we'll call it. But just look at them. You can see how breezy it is this morning. I think we are nearing the end of this season's cut flowers, and it makes me happy and it makes me sad. It's been a good year. It's been a learning year. It's been an exhausting year. But for the most part, it has been a really good year. You can see the Gumfrina are still coming on. But these we will actually cut, hang upside down and dry, because they will, or they're supposed to, we haven't tested it yet, but they are supposed to retain their color. And let me show you something. I don't know if you can hear it. It's kind of real papery sounding. They even look dried before they're cut. But you can see the zinnias. This is our first bed of zinnias. Well, the queenies were the first bed, but they're definitely done. There's still a few in here, but not many. When we cut in the morning, Monday and Thursday is our hard cut day. When we cut in the morning, we will totally be exhausting this bed. And I hope they're ready. Mostly. They're still a little wiggly. But by tomorrow, I think they'll be fine. They're a little wind whipped. Watch the wind blow them around. And they're small. These guys, these are the Benary's Giants. And they're about half the size that they were earlier in the season. So they're right now finished. But aren't they still beautiful? Just look at these guys. So very pretty. This one's still opening up. And lots of gorgeous colors. This guy's still opening up. You can see this discoloration around the edge. And this one too. Where'd you go, little guy? I was going to take your picture. He says, I didn't want my photo made, thank you very much. But, so anyway, the zinnias up here anyway are almost gone. I'm hoping that we'll get enough basil over these next couple of weeks, because we'll need, and see, this was the last basil we planted, and I don't think they're going to be big enough, maybe for the little jars. And you're supposed to wait until they have a woody stem developing, and they do. Their little stem's getting woody. So those can be cut and used in the little jars. So that'll be good. Celosia, also short, so it's only good for the little jars. And these celosia can also be used in the little jars, but I'll show you the larger ones. They're gorgeous. these marigolds, they're going to have to hurry if they're going to do anything. What are you guys doing? Anything happening in there? And this is the last the last bed of zinnias that we planted. And they're blooming. They're going to be tiny and little short guys, but they'll be usable. Maybe tall enough if we cut them at the very base, because those look like they might be about 18 inches tall. Maybe not quite that tall. Most of them will have to be used in the little jars. Little jars may be all that we'll be using, that we'll be taking to our locations over the next couple weeks. Just depends. But Chelsea and I both know that this season is done. It's finished. We'll just drizzle on with whatever's left, and we will be selling the peppers at market. Let's go down here and look. See, this is the bigger, the taller ones of the last celosia that I just showed you. And they're gorgeous. And a lot of these are tall enough for bouquets. But what a pretty flower. Look at that. There's a little bumble. Hey, good. Are you enjoying your breakfast? But I love these. They're really pretty, especially with sunflowers. And this gomphrena is my favorite color. This nice bright purple. Oh, it just pops. It's so very pretty. And it's really stunning with these marigolds. Look at the color of these marigolds. It's kind of the traditional color, but it definitely looks like fall of the year. Aren't they pretty? And thankfully they didn't seem to get the blight that the yellow ones in the upper field or in the upper rows got. Look, this little guy. Well, he was climbing all the way down inside of it. All that was sticking up was his little hind end. Such pretty color. And then these zinnias. These zinnias will kind of be a lifesaver tomorrow, as there's still enough in this field to get us through one more delivery date. And they're still coming on. And these guys are tall too. But you can see there's some discoloration. No, there's not. He's just got his little petals in a wad. But this row, for some reason, is mostly red and orange, which that's good for fall of the year. But very few pinks and yellows. I love the yellows. And so we are down to just a few little bouquets, and some of the pumpkins that we have that are good. A lot of them were had little wormholes in them and that sort of thing. Next year we will avoid that by having everything trellised. And the pumpkins kind of came along. They were a last minute thought, so we really didn't plan for them. But we got them all picked yesterday, or day before yesterday. So they're in the basement, and so we'll pull the good ones out of there. We'll take the little, I'm going to get the little lunch bags and cut them off short, and then roll down the top and put the peppers in those and just sell them by a container, a little lunch bag container of peppers. And I'm going to drag my artwork back out and take it to market for a while. Take them to market, or the little prints, and that's going to end our season up. But you know what? I am really looking forward to the things we have yet coming. We're going to get started in our living room And this back bedroom, this whole end of the house right here, everything you're seeing, this whole end is going to be really kind of retail space. It will become my gallery / studio, and the gallery itself probably will mostly be open by appointment. There will be days that, certain times that it'll be open anyway, maybe weekend hours. And we'll be using the big living room for class space. And Hugh is in the process of building us a handicapped accessible bathroom. It'll just have a commode and a small sink in it. That's all that will be in there, but it will be accessible for wheelchairs in case someone wants to come and take a class that needs that accommodation. And obviously we have to build a ginormous ramp because that porch is high. It's about 5 feet tall at the tallest end. So we're going to have to come down maybe 3 times to build a big enough or a slightly sloped enough ramp. And we were going to have parking up here. We've decided that that's not going to be the case. That will take up too much of our field. But he was going to widen our little road coming up here, and we're going to have 2 parking spaces just right here. Because I don't think that, I would be surprised if we ever had a need to have more than 2 parking spaces for someone that needed accommodation for mobility issues. But that way we can get them up here. We'll have a sidewalk over to the ramp, and then the ramp up into the living room. And other than that, I think anybody that's coming for the U-pick, I'm suspecting anyway, that there will not be any mobility issues. But it's still so cloudy, and those clouds just make my heart hurt because I want them to give us a little water. They're just refusing. Last night I went looking for Ferdinand, and I was a little concerned because he wasn't over in the barn and he wasn't up on top of the house. So I went in the house, and Hugh even asked me, because I was out there with a flashlight, he said, "Were you looking for Ferdinand?" And I said, "Yeah." He said he has started hanging out for some reason down here in the big barn. So he's just trying out a different apartment for a while. I don't know. Something tripped his trigger, I guess. But anyway, made me happy that he's fine. He's just loafing a little bit. But anyway, well, I guess y'all can tell that I kind of gave up on the 5-minute updates. I know some of you appreciated those little short blips, but I'm trying to just make longer, or I'm not trying to make them longer. I'm trying to stay with every day, but just let them become what they are. You know, if I end up talking longer than 5 minutes, that'll just be, you know, to whoever it appeals to, they can watch. Sometimes they will just be 5 minutes, but I'm giving them a name because Aaron fussed at me about that. He said, "Mom, you got to let people know what the video is about. You can't just tell them it's a 5-minute update." I said, "Okay." So basically, what the video will be titled is what the video is about. I'm not trying to find flashy names. So this video will probably be lots of sunflowers at the last of the season, because that's what this video is about. Oh, gracious. All right, y'all. I love you much, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good evening, or a good morning, good day, wherever we're at. I don't even know. I've been up working all morning, but I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Bye-bye.